Om Stapakaya cha Dharmasya Sarvadharmasvarupine Avatara Varishthaya Ramakrishna Te Namaha Jananim Sharadam Devi Ramakrishnan Jagadguru Padapadme Tayoshritva Pranamami Mahormuhu Namaste Atirajaya Vivekananda Suri Satchit Sukasvarupaya Swami Sunirmalananda. Our very dear Swami Sunirmalananda ji and the assembled devotees, although is very young in terms of monastic or general, the world standards you can't call in that day, but in the monastery is definitely one of our younger members. But Maharaj has been abroad for many years. He was in Brazil, he was in Switzerland. Presently he is the head of our Holland Center, Vedanta Society of Nederland or Holland. And prior to that he was also editor of Prabhupada Bharat. Very accomplished speaker, writer, and versed in literature, shastras. More than anything else, a very nice person, wonderful. So he has chosen a very beautiful topic. One reality, different views. So just maybe a slightly his own translation of that Vedic truth. Ekam Sat Vikara Bahudha Vadanti. Truth is one, sages call it variously. So obviously he'll bring into focus various approaches to the ultimate truth. It's going to be a very interesting talk. So I was so keen that I should not miss it. I traveled 6 hours straight from Dehradun to attend Maharaj's lecture and be with him. So I actually at 5 a.m. in the morning from here went to Dehradun, come back straight to be with him. So this is of course a very, very important topic, because if only people all over the world understand and appreciate this idea, there won't be any disarmament, there won't be any fight, there won't be any communal rights, there won't be any dissension, people fighting over philosophies, ideologies and all that. Just this one truth. It's the same reality looked at from different points of view. So then there's nothing like this is good, that's good, this is better, that is not. All those discussions are completely eliminated, no? So probably, a great lesson for all of us. In fact, it's a lesson for mankind itself. That if only you can understand that, it's only the same truth ultimately, call it in whatever name. Prabhupada explained this in his own way. And he talked about that from the same source. People take water, some call it jal, some call it pani, some call it water. So it's all the same, only viewed it from different viewpoints. So without taking any more of the time, I request Maharaj, we are so grateful that he has come. The moment I came to know he's coming to India, we have to write. And they have so many engagements, So I kind of said, no, he must come and speak, particularly on a Sunday. Because so it's Gurugram, we don't know what will interest people. They won't come. We have to send the vehicle to everybody and bring probably still then I don't know whether they will come. So it's very difficult. It's a great challenge to invite any speaker, no? I am here, even if you come or don't come, I have to be here, you also have to be in Gurugram. So there's no problem. We have no other go. But people coming from abroad, those are known to be good speakers, they expect certain audience. Fortunately, it's not bad, it's okay. For a Sunday evening. So I request Maharaj. His name is Swami Sunirmalananda. Not only that, apart from that, he has a great occasion to serve one of the outstanding monks of the next generation after the direct disciples. He was one of the sevaks of Srimad Swami Bhuteshanji Maharaj. Extremely charismatic and loving personality. Really, he made such a huge impact on devotees. So Maharaj also know when you live in close proximity to a great personality, you automatically imbibe some of those qualities. So it's very, very nice that we have someone like Maharaj to address the devotees this evening. Thank you, Maharaj.
Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadmitayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. My respectful Sashtanga Pranams to revered Maharaj. He has taken all the trouble, almost 12 hours of drive, and he has come here. This also is a great blessing for me, greatest blessing I can say. 2 years ago there was nothing here, and now it's a huge this thing. He's doing so much extraordinary. 6,000 to 7,000 schools are getting Vedantic education. All this is extraordinary, tremendous work. So it's a blessing that I got this opportunity to be with all of you and to see this wonderful center and to be here for 1 or 2 days. I'm so grateful and happy. So today I'm going to speak about this idea of Advaita Vedanta. First of all, one thing I want to say is Revered Maharaj is a master of several important sciences. One of them, as you know, is puja also. He is a master of puja. And so if you ask him, there is the other Swamiji also. He also is a pujari. Everybody does one thing. All purohitas, pujaris, when they begin puja, they will purify the items all around. While purifying the items all around, they do some things. One is they lift the asana, draw a triangle, then a circle, then a square. Adhara Shaktyadibhyo Namaha. Then also to the asana. And when they do arati, before performing arati, they do the same diagrams. Draw the same diagrams on the ground and then begin their worship. All priests do that. Why? What is the significance of a triangle and a circle and a square? This is the beginning of knowing how multiplicity and unity have a science behind. That is my talk. All of us see all around us numerous buildings, cars, vehicles, trees, plants, etc., vegetation. If you distill all of them, they all come to these three forms or shapes only: a triangle, a circle, and a square. Virtually everything can be brought down to these three fundamental shapes. This is another science. But before jumping into the conclusion that all these shapes can be brought down to these three only, we must know something important. And that is, the triangle is about creation, the circle is time related. Time is cyclic, circular. In Vedanta, in Sanatana Dharma, time is not linear. Time is bound by space. This is what we have been teaching since ages and what Einstein began teaching in 1905 or 1915. Space time. Now, to give an example of this stage, suppose we did not have any idea of who created all this, etc. There was a stage, one monk comes here and gives a talk, goes away, another comes. People thought in the same way about this world also. This world is there, an objective world. We take birth, live here for some years, go away. We did not ask who made all this, how was all this made. We thought everything is permanent, everything is constant. We alone change, we thought. We came and went, came and went. But slowly, the question arose, there also some change is happening. We see cyclones, storms, we see new trees coming in place of old trees, new buildings coming up. So something is happening there also, in the external world also, not only inside. So what is that? The first group said nothing like that. All this is nothing to be thought of or worried about at all. They are all things which happen automatically. They were called charvakas. Runam kritva ghritam piba. Just beg, borrow, or steal and enjoy life and go away. Don't worry about how this world was made, who made this world, etc. Just don't worry. Then came philosophers. Of course, during the Vedic age, Veda is not 10,000 years or 15,000 years old. It is at least a minimum of 70 to 80,000 years old in this present form. So, in those days, they had thought about all these things. But then, subsequently, we had these philosophers who condensed ideas from the Vedas and gave it to us. So, then the first one was the Sankhya people. Kapila. He said, no, there is something here, some science is there here. It is necessary that we know about that also. I come, take birth, suffer and go. Why do I suffer? What is the cause of my suffering? Suppose, Kapila said, I am placed in a beautiful palace on a mountain with all the doctors and the best medical facilities and everything possible ready at hand. Even then I suffer. Even then I have disease and death. Why? He thought about it and said, there is something called adhibhautika, adhyatmika and adhidaivika suffering. There are three causes, existential causes of suffering caused by us. That is karma, he said. But that means just as changes happen here, outside in the universe also something is happening. So who is behind all this? Sankyans did not consider much of a god or Ishvara, etc. They said it is Prakriti Parinama. Prakriti Parinama Vada, they said. That means there is this Prakriti or Moola Prakriti as she is called, it is called. She is Avikriti, she doesn't change, but she gives birth to Mahat, etc. And all these things have come into existence. But these Sankhyas said something very important. They said, Karane Karyam Sat. That means the effect is already in the cause. Suppose you make a piece of cloth. We all have this cloth. We made it out of strings or threads. They say in the thread there is already the cloth. If there was no piece of cloth in the thread, no question of a cloth coming into existence. There was an intelligent person who did all this, but if the potter makes a pot, the pot is already there in the clay. So this is their idea. That means everything is cause effect, cause effect. What you call this world with trees, plants, etc. has a cause, and that cause already had this effect. What is the best example? Tree, plant. I mean a seed. Seed contains the tree. A tiny seed contains a huge tree in it. So in this way, it is a constant process of manifestation. That is the Sankhya people. So they gave some example to all those things we see all around and experience all around. Then came these Nyaya people. They said, no. If the cloth was already there in the thread, there was no necessity for a person to do that. It would have automatically come into existence. So they called it Arambha Vada. Arambha Vada means everything is new. Everything that happens, this microphone, everything is stable. Everything happens of itself. The Nayayikas asked a good question. Suppose there is this table. If this table had the capacity of if a cause and effect, it could have produced another effect, another table. How does it? It doesn't produce anything like that. So all this is wrong. So Sankhyas were negated by Nayayikas. People ordinarily did not worry about all these things, just like now also nobody worries much about how this physical universe came into existence. But there were people who thought about all this and gave these ideas to the masses. Then came Vaisheshika Kanada. As you know, if there was any brilliant person, scientist on this earth in those ancient times, it was Kanada. He was also called Uluka. His actual name was Kaushika. So this Kanada wrote a small book of sutras, some 7 or 8 chapters divided into 2 parts each. There, this Kanada said that everything can be reduced to the Anu. Generally, in the 18th and 19th centuries, translator translated it as atom. It is not atom. He did not speak of atom. He said fundamental particle. Everything in the universe can be reduced to the fundamental particle. That fundamental particle multiplies and becomes all this, he said. He also said there is no necessity of a god or Ishvara to do all this. These are automatic. So, this is how one after another our philosophers went on giving different viewpoints about this universe around us. Are they necessary? Of course, we must know. Ignorance is not a noble virtue. We should know. So, therefore, they gave these ideas. Generally, if you ask any lay person, what is your dharma? You call it Hinduism, what is it? He or she will say, oh, casteism, sati, discrimination, etc. They know only those things. They don't know what is happening behind. I was in Delhi, I was speaking about the Shrauta Sutras. 99.99% of Hindus don't even know there was such a sutra called Shrauta Sutra. Apastamba Sutra, Gobila Sutra, Yajnavalkya Shrauta Sutra, etc. But in the 17th and 18th centuries, Indologists from Germany came, took all the manuscripts, compared each one of them. If there is a letter missing, they added the letter, finalized the manuscript, printed it in German, translated it into German. Why? If it was all useless nonsense, why would they do that? Something extraordinary was there in us. So this Kanada Rishi said everything is made of fundamental particle. That is the source of everything. That was his idea. But even here there was no God. Then came the Vedantists. Vedanta generally, by Vedanta we understand only Advaita Vedanta, not so. Vedanta means Bhakti Vedanta, etc. So many are there. The first one was Devi Parinama, Mother's grace. By Mother's will, this universe has come into existence, etc. That is the devotional way. Then there was the Ramanuja school, which said it was all Brahma Parinama Vada. What is that Brahma Parinama? He said, Tat Srishtva Tadeva Anupravishat. This Lord, Supreme Lord called Brahman, whom he identified as Vishnu, created everything and entered it. How much? Just a little of his grace is this universe. So a new idea came into existence. It was there in the Veda, but new. Until now we thought, the first group Charvakas thought, oh, it is just an objective stage. You take birth, you are living being, these are all dead matter. You take birth, live here, go. Then atomists came, everything is atom, everything is fundamental particle. Then somebody said it's all matter. Matter of itself creates itself. So everything was inert, sort of. Ramanuja gave the idea that everything is divine. This is divine, there is divine behind. Think of it in a different way. So this whole universe is Brahma Parinama. Brahma Parinama means Brahma does not change, but it is the qualification. Vishishtasya Advaita, they call it. It is Advaita of Vishishta. What are the Vishishtas? One is the personality, the Jiva, and the Jagat. These are all the qualifications of Brahman, he said. So therefore everything became sort of divine. So this was one idea. Then came Shankaracharya, the most rational scientific personality was Shankaracharya. And I have missed anything? Shankaracharya came. Shankaracharya first of all said, what reality are you talking about all around? He, for the first time, added space and time together. He said they are one. Desha Kala is one. What does that mean? Until now, we thought this universe is an object, it is there, like this stage. People come, go like that. Shankara said, no, it is not like that. You cannot separate time from this. What is the best example he gave to that? The simple example of rope and snake. It is dark, there is something there, you see something and become shocked. Oh, there is a snake. Somebody brings a lamp, says, no, it is a rope after all. It is not a snake. Shankara asks you, did you see the snake? You will say, I imagined because there was no lamp. Did you see or not? Yes. That means, was there a snake? Yes. Shankara says at that moment for you it was there. Then the rope, it is there. For how long? As long as you can see it. But is that real? No. That also is unreal. Behind that is that consciousness which we call Brahman. So everything has a connection of what? Time. For some moments, you see the snake, it is real for you. If it was not there, you would not see. And for that, the best example is virtual reality. Revered Maharaj has arranged for the virtual reality in Delhi mission, in the museum. All of you must see. It's wonderful. Swami Vivekananda going by ship to the United States as if water splashes on you. It's a wonderful thing. So this is virtual reality. So some soldiers were put in a hall or a room. There was a small strip of paint they had made. They put those goggles sort of a thing and said, you must walk on this. All the soldiers saw everywhere, it's just a room, simple room, etc. When they had those goggles and this hearing sets, etc., when they started walking, they saw that they were on the highest, tallest building, walking towards death. They were about to fall down. Walk forward. Well, no, they are not trying. They are not walking forward. They are scared. They have seen that, but at that moment, they are seeing a huge building on which they are standing and they are about to fall. Now, is that real? For them, yes. At that moment, they saw it. You take a child to a museum, some sort of a park. There they have virtual reality. A dolphin will jump from the water, splash water. You feel scared or sort of. You can see fish moving about. Children can even touch the tiger or lion. Are they real? When you see them, they are real in time. Therefore, Shankara said, in time, everything is real. That means everything is satta. This is called pratibhasika satta. What you are seeing, what you are experiencing now, this solid universe is in your reality true, but you don't see this all the time because 12 hours or 8 hours of your life, of your day is spent in sleep. In sleep you see some other world. There you see some other world where maybe you are seeing a wonderful palace, etc. The child wakes up and asks it, mother, what was that palace I saw? Where is that palace? Now mother has to explain. She says, that palace is in this place and you were there in that palace, etc. The child is satisfied. But is the palace true? No. Similarly, we ask, this world, how was it made? Who made it? Where did it come from? So philosophers explain, you see, yes, this world is true. Wait, you will one day understand. Behind this, there is only that eternal consciousness. You are seeing all these forms in time. So everything is space-time. See, for one more point I have to tell you. Yeah, this question of Maya. All of us have this idea of Maya. Maya means we generally think it is Belki. Belki in the sense that you remove this tablecloth, underneath is Brahman. So remove this world, scrape off this world. It is not like that. Swami Vivekananda was the first person to give the clearest notion of what is Maya. He said, it's a statement of facts, what are there all around. So at a particular moment, you see something for you that is real, and the next moment it changes. So everything is a matter of just experience. All around us, what is there, what we call solid, is all a matter of only personal experience. So, what did Shankara say? Where is this Maya? Our false ego is unreal. Many, you can see in YouTube, there are many videos about Advaita Vedanta, etc. They don't point out this correct thing of Shankara. Atasmin tad buddhihi. Adhyasa, that is the fundamental point of Advaita Vedanta. Atasmin tad buddhihi means you are not this body, you consider yourself to this body. You are the Atman, you never consider yourself to the Atman. This confusion, eternal confusion. Yushmat becomes Asmat, Asmat becomes Yushmat. You becomes I becomes you. This confusion is called Maya. So Shankaracharya says, when your internal ignorance goes, you understand you are the consciousness, everything changes. What will happen? Will this universe disappear? Shankara says, no. What will happen? Swami Vivekananda's example. He is walking in the desert, he sees the mirage. The mirage for that moment is real for him. There is water, he walks towards that. Then he understands that, oh, after all, it's a mirage. I have studied so much about it. Then the next day he sees the mirage. After illumination, there is this universe, but you know what it is. You are not confused. So this is the Advaitic viewpoint of this universe. So each philosopher gave a different viewpoint about this universe. Some said this universe is solid and real, created by Divine Mother. Some said this universe is just Maya, or this Prakriti manifesting herself in different ways. Some said no, it is Brahma Parinama. Some said it is Arambhavada, started suddenly, everything is happening, etc. And the Buddhists said there is nothing behind this. For them, everything is Kshanika. What is Kshanika? Momentary. Some 50-40 people entered this hall 30 minutes ago. Now, those who are sitting here are completely different according to Buddhists. They are different. That is gone. So every moment things are changing. But how are these happening? They call it Sanghata. Because of Sanghata, everything is coming together, they say. This is the Buddhist idea. The best of the Buddhist was Nagarjuna, who said, Sarva Shunyatvam. There is neither this universe, neither Brahma, neither consciousness. Everything is there. Everything is Shunya. That was his idea. So many people said, oh, the Shankara copied from Buddhists. Shankara never touched them. No, he knew that. But he, from the Vedas, understood that there is this supreme consciousness that is the base of everything. Supreme consciousness appearing as these colorful things in the universe for that moment only. For how long? You may say, oh, 10,000 years this world is there. You say this is momentary. 10,000 or 10 million, it is all one moment only. Time is one moment only when it comes to infinite consciousness. Consciousness is infinite. It is beyond time and space. So therefore, all these time idea is ours. You may say Einstein brought this together, space-time. Space means what? Three-dimensional space of length, breadth, and height, this thing, and time. These four were bound together by Einstein, and he said all these are always together. You cannot separate them. But this was a common idea for us Hindus since very ancient times. We always say Desha Kala Nimitta, etc. It is our common thing. Shankaracharya in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, while commenting on his shloka, he says, when a person in the evening is going by boat on a river, he sees that trees are going backwards. When he looks up, he sees that the stars are stationary. Shankaracharya writes, but who is actually moving? The stars are moving much more faster. The trees are stationary relatively, but it all appears to be confusing. So he was the first person to speak about relativity in this present world. They were all such extraordinary things. If I would request you to do something, if you have the mobile phone, you can just type in Google light cone. Just type light cone and you will see something. Light cone. Just one moment. When you type light cone, something comes there. A conical shape, isn't it? That is Einstein's light cone. Do you know what it is about? So there is a cone above, there is a cone below. Now imagine Bhagavan Shiva sitting with Trishula and there is a Damaru. The Damaru, the threads, do not play together. 1, 2, 1, 2, he plays that. Nana the Dhakkam, Nava Panchavaram, and thus is how all the letters came into existence. What did our ancient spiritual masters tell us through all this? Shiva means Kala, time. This Damaru, that cone, from when, according to Einstein, when light passes from this is the past, that is the future. There is at the center is the observer who sees everything. There they have tied the Damaru of Shiva to the Trishula, past, present and future. Present is stronger, Trishulas. Otherwise Shiva, I don't know how many Shiva killed using the Trishula. He never used it. If he wanted, he would burn everybody. Why will he use a Trishula to kill everybody? So that concept of time, past and present, past and future, all that has been, ordinary people like us cannot understand. See, they put all that there. And then you have the dance of Shiva, where that Nataraja image, he is standing on what? Apasmara, memory. Yatha Purvam Akalpayat. According to our Shastras, this universe is not something which came suddenly. Yatha Purvam Akalpayat. It comes again and again. It is called involution and evolution. So memory. Shiva dances on memory. In your house also you may have that Nataraja image. He is Kala, surrounded by 27 asterisms. If there are no 27 in that, that is a wrong image somebody has made for you. There should be 27. Those are the 27 things, the way moon goes and the year begins. So space and time together are forming this universe. In order to explain all this to us, our ancient masters created all these things. Shiva means Kala, that they tell all the time. So therefore everything of our Sanatana Dharma is scientific. Nowadays, most of you are scientists here, highly this thing. You all know about this quantum chip, etc. Google is making this quantum this thing. According to them, what is this universe? It's a simulation. Now they are giving this new theory that whatever you see here is a simulation. There must be somewhere some supercomputer which is projecting this universe, which is a simulation, they say. Suppose such things are told to us, Hindus, we are not scared. Why? Because we have read all this in our scriptures. Our Shankara has said that this is all just time and space bound. It is not absolute reality. So therefore we are not. Suppose our book had taught us This earth is flat. The sun goes around this earth. You must believe this, otherwise your head will be cut off. Suppose our book had told us. The moment we read all this in science, we say this science is useless, reject it. But for us, science is perfectly okay. So since the beginning, Sanatana Dharma is purely said. The one thing, like a thread that runs all through is it is scientific in approach. Everything is scientific in approach. You may say, what is the proof? 4,000 years ago, Kanad Rishi was there. And read the sutras. Aryabhata, first of all. Aryabhata was 4,500 because Mahabharata mentions him. Aryabhata says that Vrutthabha Panjara Madhye Kakshya Pariveshtita Kamadyagataha. Vrutthabha Panjara Madhye. Panjara means net. Generally, people used to think that our earth stands on a snake. That snake stands on a tortoise. So Aryabhata asked them, so on what does this tortoise stand? On what does that stand? So it is ad infinitum. You cannot derive anything. So what is this thing? He says, Vritta, Bha Panjaramadi. It's this eclipse. In a net, all these planets are going round and round. Kakshya Pariveshtitaha. Kaksha means orbit. They go around in this orbit. Khamadhyagataha. They are standing in space of themselves, of their own energy. Then came the greater scientist. He was Bhaskaracharya. He said about this earth, etc. Akrishta Shaktischa Mahitayayat Khastam Guru Swabhimukam Swashaktya Akrishyate. What you call gravitation is a relative thing. It is a field, he said. Akrishta Shakti is a power which is there in different things which attracts automatically. So, tat patativa bhati, as if it is falling, you feel that it is falling. It is not falling, it doesn't fall anyway. Where will it fall? Because he says, Same samantat kwa patati ayam ke. Ke means the space. If everything is the same, there is no north, south, up, down in space, where will it fall? So generally, there are three people who spoke about this gravitation in modern times. One was Newton, who said that it is like a power that is attracting. Next was Einstein, who said that it is a field. There was somebody else. In Jnana Yoga, Swamiji makes a remark, passing remark. He says, these planets, stars, etc., where will they fall? There is neither up, down, side, etc. there. So between the sun and this thing, there is empty space. So that we must think about, because otherwise all physicists will teach you that there is a net. They show a net on which they put two balls. One ball makes a dip, another ball makes a dip, and they say that is space-time. Because of that space-time dip, this moves about this. So all this we read and say, I asked 2 or 3 physicists, sir, what is that net in space? They say it's space-time. But space is 3-dimensional. There is no dimension there. There is no net there. So it is a heavy ball. Earth is a huge thing. It makes a dip in what? In space, what is there? Nothing. Then what is it? They don't know. So therefore, our Sanatana Dharma scientifically explains everything in a marvelous way. This is the glory of this Dharma. And another thing we often think is this Dharma has no name. Hindu, this is not at all mentioned in any book, etc. And also this Sanatana, what is this? The name of this Dharma is just Dharma. Neither Sanatana, Hindu, etc. They are all prefixes. What is the name of the Dharma? Yato Abhyudaya Nishreyasaha Sa Dharmaha. So this is Dharma. What is Hindu? Geographical, maybe. What is Sanatana? It is ancient in the sense it is ever present. So this is the glory of our Dharma. Now you may ask, in the Vedas, etc., they performed numerous yajnas and sacrifices. We don't do all that now. We do worship of Ramakrishna, Krishna, Rama, etc. So that Hinduism is something different. The Hinduism that we practice now is completely different. So we have come away from all those things. But actually, it's a different science altogether. From the Vedic times, what all have come till now are: one, Saraswati Nadi and other nadis, worship of the nadis, taking care of the nadis. Recently, we heard that in the near Delhi, Yamuna is being cleaned. Generally, our rishis, etc., in the past used to say that suppose there is some unhealthiness in society, negativity, diseases, poverty, etc. It is just like the human body. In the human body also there is so much of disease that what should you do? Purify the blood. When you purify the blood, everything will be okay. Take care of that. So when you take care of that nadi, purify it, somehow samriddhi will come automatically. Our Sanatana Dharma used to say, Nadi, Gau. About this Gau, many people make fun of Hindus. Oh, this cow urine. Once I challenged a person. We have 3 scriptures called Prasthana Trayi. In these Prasthana Trayi, Gita, Upanishad and Brahma Sutra, show me one place where there is the mention of the word urine. Let alone cow urine. Mention one place. No. But it is there, but in other places. But what is the importance? Where our ancient scientists fools? Recently, there was a scientist, American, who lived in South Africa for 40 years to study desertification of the earth. Tremendous desertification is happening due to population overgrowth, cutting of trees, etc. He wanted to reforestify. Is it possible? He tried every method. Burning of the dry things, that is wrong. Ultimately, he found out that he said in a TED talk, there is only one way left, and that is wherever there is desertification happening, just leave some cows. Just leave cows there. They will trample on their own gobar, etc., and then walk forward. They will not stay there. That is enough. And he shows proofs how desertified lands are becoming green. So cow is not a joke. Hindus were not fools to worship the cow, etc. Go dhana, we called it. So in every way we had this continuity. Then finally about this yajna and yaga in the Vedas, and now everything that our Vedic rishis did was human-centric. The human being was considered to be the center of everything. All knowledge, as we know, comes from inside out, not outside in. Everything is inside this thing. Yajna Vedis, which they prepared, that is a huge science again. It is called the Shulba. Shulba is not just geometry. Shulba is string theory. Shulba they used to make all these Yajna Vedis, etc., all related to motion. So they created all this in the form of a human being. The region of the heart was where they used to pour yajna offerings, etc. There was this thing. Then came the next generation after Krishna, which started worshipping images, building temples, etc. That also is in the form of the human being only. There also you see the heart region is where they keep the deity. So temples are always constructed in a certain form. That is a vastu. So that also is a science. Then yoga. Yoga is also meditation, and where there is this shat chakras, concentration on this thing, and nirvikalpa samadhi. Then there is the tantra. All our ancient sciences, even though they speak different languages like yajna, etc., concentrate on the spiritual development of the personality. There is no disconnectedness at all. The first connection is scientific nature. Yajnas were scientific. Why they did that, we don't know. Because these Shrauta Sutras, these Sulba Sutras, etc., are very detailed. Why will somebody do all that? Were they fools? They were not fools. And they were translated into German, English, etc. Why? Nobody was a fool. They knew something was there. They did all that. So that scientific thread is there. Along with that, a person eats and the food goes to the stomach and there is the Jataragni. When the food is digested, it becomes energy and the person gets energy. All through the body there is energy and that person can work karma. So therefore yajna and karma are called one. Then there is the heart. So in this way, first there was yajna etc. in the stomach region. Then in the heart region they built temples etc. Then came yoga etc. in the head region. So in this way our Sanatana Dharma is one, whether it is ancient or modern or in the future. And newer theories will always come. Newer methods will always be there. That doesn't mean that they are cut off from Dharma. For example, Jaina Dharma, Bauddha Dharma, or what is it called, Sikhism, etc. They are not completely cut off. They are new. They are all new, in just like you are having new languages. C2 plus was there, then JavaScript was there, then something new comes. All these new things, that doesn't mean that they will throw away the computer itself. That will be there. These languages keep on changing. Similarly, our dharma keeps on changing, and our dharma is autocorrective. Everybody can criticize our dharma. Krishna himself says in the Gita, Traigunya Vishya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. Are Vedas are only Trigunatmikas. Go beyond that. So in this way, everywhere there is that autocorrectiveness. Therefore, it is vibrant. Therefore, Sanatana Dharma can never be destroyed. It is so solid. It is so perfect scientifically. The scientific ground should be there. Suppose I say, there is this God and you all should believe it, then slowly that disbelief comes natural to human beings, then there will be questioning. But once you know that it is scientifically proven, and also you can also see that scientific method means it should be rational, and I saw God, you also can see, as Sri Ramakrishna told Narendra. When that is there, it is a scientific thing. This scientific spirit is what is keeping this Sanatana Dharma alive. And there, since ancient times, they have told us scientific truths using symbols, using images, etc. Everything is scientific. If you see that Adishesha, he is sleeping on a snake which is hollow, he will drop into the ocean. So why did they do that? Were they fools? And the lotus is coming out of it. Shakti is there, and there is a snake above. Brahma is sitting. What is all this? Everything, Srishti, Sthiti, Pralaya, the whole cycle of this, whatever you call coming and going, they have put that in that forum to teach people that the whole thing is divine. Everything is divine. Then come Sri Ramakrishna. What is his contribution now? Sri Ramakrishna accepted all. Not only that, he made all these signs true for us in our lives. Taking this same example of this puja, etc. During the 18th and 19th century, all these were called superstitions. All this worship, etc. Why do you do? What will happen if to ring the bell? What is all this nonsense? Sri Ramakrishna accepted Mother Kali and did puja. As you all know, his worship was something absolutely different. He just sprinkles water and there is fire. How does it happen? He repeats the word Bija Mantra, Ram for the Agni, and then there is fire all around. Firewall comes. Everything is living. That was the science. Our temples were laboratories of spiritual experiment of consciousness. Our puja is also like that. Everything was shown to be true by Sri Ramakrishna. And that knowledge was taken to the West and given to the West by Swamiji, who said that if our Indian history is written again, we will come to know that as in spiritual sciences, so in all other sciences, India was the guru of the world. This Swamiji said. then that is true. Everything that went out comes back in your ways, whether it is Ayurveda, whether it is this thing. Ayurveda is not just some jadi putti, as they call it. 100-volume Ayurvedic encyclopedia was there. William Jones mentions that he could not get all of them, only got 6 of them. That is what we have as our Ayurveda. And there everything is mentioned, starting from cataract surgery, everything is mentioned. Generally, our rishis are shown as big bearded persons doing yajna. No. In the very first chapter or second chapter, Sushruta mentions, Sushruta Samhita, that a doctor should be clean shaven. He should wear clothes, how it should be, bandages, he should wash his hands. Everything is like modern doctors. So everything is science. This is our dharma. Viewpoints were different because lokaha bhinna ruchihi. If we say that only one type should be there, everybody should follow, people will revolt. In Sanatana Dharma, you can do anything. Do Karma Yoga, do Jnana Yoga, whatever you want to do. Think of this world as whatever way you want. Swami Vivekananda says, each one should have a separate religion. You have some idea about this world. Your neighbor may be thinking that this world is useless, horrible, because of his or her personal experience. For you, this world is a matter of joy. For Sri Ramakrishna, everything is divine. He goes somewhere and sees a boy standing under a tree. He sees Krishna himself. Everything is consciousness, filled with consciousness. This is the difference. I'm sorry I've taken a lot of time. Pardon. Excuse me for taking your time. I'm grateful to all of you for coming here and listening to this talk. Thank you very much, and my respectful Sashtanga pranams to Swamiji.
Janani Sharadam Devi Ramakrishna Jagadguru Padapadmi Devasitva Pranamami Muhurmu. Our dear Maharaj gave a complete picture right from the origin. The first sprouts of ideas, philosophy, up to the latest ideas of, the philosophical thinking, culminating in the highest idea of Advaita. And also, again he emphasized how everything connected with our great nation. It's all well thought out, logical, scientific, and proven beyond doubt. Finally, he ended up saying how Sri Ramakrishna harmonized everything and gave a wonderful world view which Swamiji took to the best. So we are very thankful to our dear Maharaj for taking out time to be with us and also to address us this evening. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamas. Now you can clap. Sorry I interrupted you.